As soon as we arrived in Oslo, we spent some time with the Norwegian family, having a very pleasant aperitif in the evening sunshine. After a light meal in our Clarion Collection Hotel, we went for a stroll along Aker Brygge. There was a very festive atmosphere with people dancing to music. Akershus was bathed in the evening sunlight, and we found the spot where the cabin cruisers could be rented from, and where the owners kept some of their own cruisers. Our stroll ended with a last look at the Oslo City Hall. Next morning we were guests of Mark at the British Embassy. We were then able to take a walk round the very impressive grounds of the embassy. The residence was a particularly fine building. The grounds around the National Theatre were very beautiful. After lunch, it was off to the Royal Palace for a tour in English. The palace grounds were equally impressive. One lonely electric scooter for hire abandoned in the palace grounds, looking all the way down Karl Johansgate from the palace. And then it was back to Aker Brygge by day. Plenty scooters here for hire. The next highlight was to be an evening sail with a picnic from Fornebu. Getting onto the boat wasn't too easy, but everyone was happy once aboard. With Mark at the helm, we had nothing to fear. And Christine also played a very important part, while the rest of us just relaxed. Attaching a rope to a buoy was quite a feat. Putting the boat away for the night was also quite a task. Next morning, we took a stroll along Karl Johansgate to see the new Munch Museum near the Opera House. Some brave swimmers go into the fjord in the ice and then into a sauna. Preparations were being made for the afternoon cliff diving into the fjord. The cliff diving was certainly not for the faint-hearted. Enjoying a much-needed coffee near the Opera House. And then a stroll back along Karl Johansgate, where we saw some support for Ukraine. Then we came across a free classical concert in a bandstand. In the afternoon, we got on our boat and sailed to the Opera House to watch the cliff diving. Dozens of boats joined us to watch the cliff diving, and literally hundreds lined the Opera House and the beaches in order to get a good view. While sailing away, we could see Sebastian's old school up on the hill. Mark dived in, but Anne-Christine checked for jellyfish.
Let us know if you see a jellyfish. Not bad.
A good spot for a picnic.
While the rest of us just relaxed. There's nothing like a glass of bubbly on an Oslo fjord before dinner at night ashore.
Det blir bra. Det er ikke sant.
On our final morning, a visit to Oslo would not be complete without a visit to Vigeland Park to see the amazing statues and flowers. After a coffee in the park, we watched a little tennis. And on our final afternoon, we met up with Mark and Anne-Christine to visit Ekebergparken, where there are amazing views and also statues, like this 3D effect.
Ekeberg Park with Trisha and Grandpa and Aunt Christine.
These steps replaced German war graves. They were moved to another part of Oslo. And finally, the view from Anne-Christine and Mark's lovely home. Bob enjoying a little cat nap at the end of a very busy but enjoyable weekend.